Ooh, I love this question. Delegate everything. Can I say this one more time? Delegate everything. There is nothing in your business that you are doing yourself that someone else cannot do. Even when someone pitched me an idea to start a daycare center with them, and they wanted it to do it, like, because we always did boarding like in our house, and we really, really love the house environment, like the couches and the carpet, just like we want the dog to feel at home at all times. But I'm like, what if I travel? Like, who's going to be watching this dog in my house? They're like, well, we can get some employees and we can let them stay in the house. That we can have like 2 rooms upstairs, and they can have like, their cozy area, almost like an Airbnb. So it's like you have this house that's like your daycare center, but you still have like 2 rooms upstairs. It's like Airbnb for your staff to still make it like a house vibe. So I say that to say, like, everything you're trying to do, it has to be scalable from your own home environment. So if you're thinking about delegating, make sure that you put it together in your mind, that you can put it on paper for anyone to copy, repeat, and view. So I've talked about this before, going through your emails, going through your text messages, anything you've ever said. I mean, even if someone, like this podcast, if someone says, hey, Natasha, how do I go about delegating? I should have something written out that if I was not able to do this podcast anymore, someone could easily take my spot and talk about all my process procedures and everything I've ever discussed in life and do this podcast for me. They should be able to sit in my seat. So if you're doing meet and greets, someone else can do a meet and greet. If you're doing phone calls, someone else can do a phone call. If you're doing dog walks, someone else can do a dog walk. You just have to train your process. Get it all out of your brain, put it all down on paper or video, and train it to someone. Especially, I would always say, don't waste good man labor. Like, you had to go through the whole hiring process. You had to put them on your payroll. You had to vet them. You had to interview them. You trained them on your style. Don't let that go to waste. Make sure these people can grow with you. These are your babies. They flourished and they love the same way you love, right? You know each other. So really utilize them and stop doing things yourself. Stop it. Stop doing things yourself. Stop it. For me, I take so much pride in being able to train someone else. And then when they say, oh my God, I've learned so much from you. I'd like, just this internship I've done with you, or this time I've been employed with you has been so valuable. I just feel so much pride that I've helped someone else better themselves. Think of all the other jobs you've ever had in your life where you were like, okay, this is totally a dead end job. No one likes that feeling. I'm definitely not going to grow here. There's definitely nowhere to go from here. Nobody wants that feeling. But imagine being on the other side of that, saying like, no, this company has so much growth. They're showing me how to do things. They're making me better. They're making me feel great about myself. I feel like I'm giving so much value to them. I really feel like I'm needed. I'm appreciated. You get so much more out of your team by giving them those feelings back. And if you're putting a cap on their ceiling, they're going to start to lose that motivation and that excitement that you really need from them. And I've talked about this in a hiring packet before. Always ask the candidates, what is it that they really enjoy doing? What is it that they feel they can bring to this company? And when you have that question is for a purpose. You just don't have all these like corporate questions you're just talking about just to talk about. Every question on your hiring packet is for a reason. And so if they say, you know what, I'm really good at talking to people and getting in front of people, I really enjoy that from my last job. I'm like, yes, they're going to be doing our events. Can't wait. If they're like, you know what, I really like to be the person where people who would call and ask questions. Oh, perfect. Put them on the phones because someone calls, they're going to be that guy or that girl. Same thing on your email. Now that's someone that I want answering my emails. So I'm going to forward emails to them because they like doing this stuff. And then you have your people who are like, you know what? I personally just really enjoy doing the dogs. I want to do pack walks. I want to have as much time with the dogs as possible. I'm like, great. Do you think I can come over and do a video recording with you and just get some footage of how much you love this? Because now that's like refurbished content for my social media. A lot of people don't want to get on video. Like trying to get your team to do video is like so hard. But for people who love it, you got to get as much content out of them as you can. They've actually just told you, and that's the thing about communication. Like they've told you what they love. They told you what they hated. So obviously don't give them a task that, they've already told you in the beginning that they weren't going to be great at. You're going to be resentful. They're going to be resentful. You're not going to get the best. But where they do shine, so much where you can really motivate people, inspire people. Really, that's what life is about.